Welcome, class, to course CST 100, Overview of the Bible. My name is Professor Timothy Howe, and I am delighted to have you in my course. I enjoy teaching the Bible. This course is a basic understanding of the Christian Bible from the beginning to the end. I've taught this course many times at a CBU and also overseas in different languages and around the world. I have a love for the Bible. I see it as foundational to the Christian faith, very applicable in our lives today, and I hope that you'll come to appreciate it as well. I'll be sending out a video update that includes information about the syllabus as well. But I just want you to know that I'm here for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact me. My email address is in the syllabus. It's thowe@calbaptist.edu. That's my name, T for Timothy, H-O-W-E, Howe is my last name. thowe@calbaptist.edu. I also can be reached by Google+, by Zoom or Skype, Messenger, any tools that works for you. If we correspond by email, it needs to be through our Cal Baptist accounts, however, and there's some rules for why that's the case. Please contact me at any point. I will answer your questions as best as I can or direct you to where they could be answered. I look forward to this time together, and as we go over the syllabus, we'll talk more details about the class. Let me just simply say here, I'm very grateful to have you in the course, and I look forward to our time together. I am offering the second video as a welcome to the course, but in this one we will be covering the syllabus and some expectations for the class. You should be able to see the welcome video also in the announcement section, as you'll see on the screen right here. It says, "Welcome to CST 100 Overview of the Bible." If you are new to the program, I'm going to show you real quickly how you can access different things in the course. If you click on the far left, you see where my cursor is, where it says Syllabus. Once you click on that, it should bring up our syllabus for the course, and you can just look through that. Please do so and let me know if you have any questions about it. It's fairly straightforward, but I wanted to go through a few things just so that you understand expectations and that there's no surprises. My contact information is right there. Please contact me with the email address there, thowe@calbaptist.edu. I am reachable by other means as well, including phone, Skype, or other means, but the best way to contact me, and the only way to do so by email, is through our Cal Baptist accounts. If you email me in a separate account, I will email you back through the Cal Baptist account, so go ahead and let's just keep that as our main means of communication. There are several texts that you'll be using for the course. Of course, we're going to be reading the Bible, and two books, IVP, Introduction to the Bible, and God's Big Picture, tracing the storyline of the Bible. In addition, there's a guide to help you. I don't expect you to read the entire Bible in 8 weeks. That can be done, and it used to be for most of our courses, but we realize it's a lot. So what we have here is a guide that you can read, and I'll click on this link and you can see it. In fact, I already have, so you'll see it right here. It's called E100 Bible Reading Challenge, and what it does is it provides 100 important passages. And you'll look down here on the second page, and it tells you the passages that we expect you to read for the course. So you don't have to read every word of the Bible, just these 100 passages. And they're broken down to where you should be able to keep up with it throughout the weeks of the course. My recommendation, though, is that you don't get behind, because it can begin to add up. The two books that you're going to be reading, Johnston's and Roberts, both are very manageable. In most weeks, you're only going to read one chapter per each. There are a few weeks you'll read 2 chapters in one of them. And there's 1 week that you'll actually read 3 chapters in one of the books. But they're very manageable portions that will help you to stay up with it instead of trying to cram it all at the end. In fact, your quizzes are due each week, so you should be doing the reading, and that'll keep you on track. The quizzes are fairly easy. They're straightforward. And we're going to go ahead and go down there and look at those real quick. Your graded assignments are going to be a discussion board off the reading from Robert's book, and then the weekly quizzes. There's going to be 8 of those. They're fairly straightforward. They're off of the PowerPoints you're going to be watching each week, and off of the reading assignments you're going to be doing each week. And so just keep up with that, and you should be doing fine. There's not too many surprises, but it is important to stay up. Most students that have missed points in my class have done so because they didn't turn things in on time. So I would strongly recommend to turn things in a regular pace. My policy is 5%. You see it right here, 5% of total points possible for the assignment deducted per day. So see there at the section down there, per day late. And that starts to add up. If you miss it a week, you're already in C territory for one assignment. So try to stay up with the assignments, and you shouldn't have any troubles with it. Let's talk more briefly about your critical assignment. So you saw earlier you have 3 graded assignments. You're reading discussion boards, you're reading quizzes, and the quizzes also include your PowerPoint, so be sure to watch those each week. But also a critical assignment. And that critical assignment is going to count for 20% of your total grade. That is an introduction to a biblical book. Here you're going to choose one book of the Bible, and I would encourage you to contact me about that, and let's talk through what you think is a good book and why, and help. I'm going to help you with resources and maybe guide you if you have any questions. But you need to choose one book and write an introduction for that book. It should be 6 to 10 pages long, and it should include the bibliography, which will include at least 6 sources, and they can't be online sources like Wikipedia, etc. They need to be academic sources. You already have 2 for the class right now. Your 2 reading books can be used, and then 4 more outside sources. There are commentaries and books that I can recommend if you have any questions about that. In this assignment, you see A, B, C, D, E right there. That's what I'm looking for, and there is a rubric that you're going to be graded against. And we'll look at that rubric later on in just a few moments. But those are the 5 things that we're looking for in the course. If you can explain for any book of the Bible, you get to choose. But who is the author? What date was it written? The provenance means from when and where it was written. What's the occasion for it being written? The sources behind it, etc., etc. The literary structure means, basically like you would outline a paper. All the books of the Bible most scholars have found some structure in them as well. And so you'll need to outline that book of the Bible, including the major sections, and then a small paragraph summary about those outlines as well. How does it fit that particular book within the story of the Bible? For example, if you do Genesis, it's going to be at the beginning of the storyline of the Bible. If you do Revelation, it's at the end, and not just beginning and end, but it's the introduction or the conclusion, and how does it fit in the total picture of the storyline of the Bible. Robert's book will be very helpful in that, as he presents the Bible as a big picture, kind of like a movie picture, for example. And then finally, I want you to put some personal reflection, I want you to introduce the themes and the theological message of the book, and any personal reflection on the book. Some of this may be new for some of you, and if that's the case, I will be happy to walk you through that. If there's any questions you have about how to do this, I'll be happy to do that. Most commentaries have something similar to this process in their introduction. And if you don't know what a commentary is, feel free to email me and I'll walk you through that as well. But that's a good place to start to get some idea. And so if you get the 2 course books plus 4 commentaries, those commentaries will have this information in it. That'll be your necessary sources that you have for this assignment. There is a rubric, like I said earlier, and you'll find that in the learning activities. So each week you'll click on this where it says learning activities, and it will show you the total week's assignments. So we have 8 weeks in the course. Each week there's a different set of assignments. And if you're familiar with CBU OPS, then this will all make sense to you. So here's week 1. It shows you what you have to accomplish, what you have to read. Here is the PowerPoint you need to watch. The Bible reading plan. You click on this, it'll tell you what you should read in the E100 challenge. In fact, it's days 1 through 10, so it's the first 10 numbers in that reading section. Here are the questions you need to have for the discussion board off of Robert's book. Number 1, why is it important to emphasize the Bible as one book rather than merely a collection of books? And then reflect on that and talk about it a little bit. And there's obviously 4 questions right there. And then you need to also then respond to 2 other classmates who posted their comments. If you're one of the first ones, you may have to come back later and do that. You'll be graded on your completion of all 4 questions in this case and your 2 comments. And so I want to see some interaction that's in there. Not just, hey, I think this was good or something like that. That won't be sufficient. You need to respond to the questions and then comment on other people's responses. And then your quiz over the reading material is down here. Each week's format will be somewhat similar to that. Okay? Let's go back to, let's see here, the learning activities. And let's look at the rubric for your critical assignment. Week 8. So each week has the same sort of learning activities we saw in week 1. Week 8 is the same thing. Except for here's one benefit. Your rubric for how you're going to be graded on your critical assignment is right down here at the bottom. Okay? Now it's important as you look through this, you can see These are the issues I'm going to be dealing with. Number one, have you dealt with the critical issues that we talked about, such as the author and the date and the sources? And each of these you'll be awarded from not adequately addressing the issues to adequately addressing them to adequately addressing them at a deeper level to thoroughly addressing all of them. So you're going to receive a score in each one of these categories of either beginning, developing, accomplished, or exemplary, and then that will determine your overall score for the assignment, and will obviously will reflect on your final score. So those are the issues: critical issues, literary structure, place in the storyline, theology and themes, personal reflection, your structure, and of course I will be looking at your grammar and any use of sources. So all of those things are important. Pay attention to them. I don't want you to miss anything as you say, hey, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. It's all laid out there for you. As you go back to the course, there's your learning activities there. All of your content will be listed in these learning activities. If you overlook it or something like that, let me know. If you need to do it later, I'm happy to work with you. But I do expect you to be in charge of your learning. The good thing about OPS, online learning, is that you're in charge of your schedule. The challenging thing is you're in charge of your schedule. So just be aware that time can slip away if you don't pay much attention. It's very good to be together in this course. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, my email is timhowe@calbaptist.edu.